yogis, welcome to day 18. I've been sitting a lot. I don't know about you, but I've definitely sat too much during the past few days. And that's why I'd like to dedicate this class towards your hip area, piriformis, and the belly. I want to strengthen it and also stretch it at the same time. So we start now, and I would like you to be mindful of certain postures during the whole practice. So we start from, if you're standing up, keep your feet width apart, and then start pushing down through the outer sides of your feet. And then you're drawing these hip bones that are, some of you, they're sticking out. Mine are kind of, I need to find them. You kind of draw them in and draw the lower belly in and up. On this side, it looks like this. This is like a very relaxed pose. And then I push down through the outer edges, draw the hip bones in, and then pull the belly in. And you can see how my tailbone moves down. We start with sitting. So come to an upright position. And close your eyes. We do some box breathing, so breathe in on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue for 3 rounds, counting by yourself. Inhaling, holding, bring your chin slightly back, and exhaling. And hold. And start the inhale process again. Keep your mouth closed. And just try to arrive in this space on your mat in your time. And then we go onto all fours. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Press through your hand, and then stretch your right leg behind you. Press through the heel, press through your hands, straighten the leg. And on the next inhale, without lifting the right hip, just lift the leg, not too high. You don't want to arch and you don't want to open it. So you just want to lift it and feel the straight line. And now you're turning the foot and the leg just a little bit to the outside without opening the hip. And hold. Inhale. Exhale, bring the toes towards the floor and round your back. Inhale, come back again to this position, toes facing down, and turn the whole leg to the side, including the foot. Inhale. Exhale, turn and round your back. Bring your nose to your knee to your nose. Inhale, come back up. Turn the foot, turn the leg, and hold. And then set it down. Doing the other side, left leg pushes back, push through your heel, opening up the calf muscles. Pressing through your hands, shoulders draw back, belly button in. Again, find this space, drawing the hip bones together, pulling the navel up and in, lower belly up, and then lifting your left leg up. Now turn the whole leg to the side, like almost a 45 degree angle. And hold. Hold with your belly. Firm up your belly. Keep your core active. Keep your outer edge, outer hip. This outer part of the hip is super engaged. And then turn the foot round your back. Inhale, lengthen. Turn the leg, turn the foot, and hold. Keeping your belly firm. Keeping your left outer hip very strong. And exhale, round your back. Last one, inhale. Lengthen, flex your foot, and turn to the side. Firm your belly, engage your left outer hip. And exhale, bring your knees in and your toes together, your knees a little bit apart, and sink into Balasana, opening up the lower back. Deep breaths. Breathe into the side of your rib cage, into the back of your ribs. And then inhale, come back to all fours. Tuck your toes and push back into down dog. And bend your knees, look forward, walk your feet forward between your hands. Inhale to lengthen. Lift your lower belly, exhale. Push the floor, push into your feet, come up into standing Urdhva Hasana, and exhale, hands in front of your chest. Now come to Tadasana pose. Find this action, pressing down through the outer edges of your feet. So you're basically lifting your arches, pushing down, and then pull your belly in. Hip bones come together, and that creates a little bit of space in your back. If you tend to have knees that come inward, turn your feet just a tiny bit outward and push down to the outer edges. That might help you find this pose. And inhale, lift your arms up. Lengthen the sides and exhale, fold over your knees. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring your right foot back into low lunge or runner's lunge. And then start dropping your hips without bringing your left hip forward. Keep your left hip back. Keep your belly firm. And then turn your left foot a centimeters diagonal. So like this, just a tiny bit. Press through your right fingertips and then start turning your torso, lifting your left arm. Keep your right leg super firm. And breathe. Exhale, bring your hand down. And now, jump switch. Blend your hands and jump switch your leg. Sink down into a runner's lunge. Pressing through your left heel. And then turn your foot just a tiny bit to the side. Maybe bring the knee a little bit out. So you've got a little bit more space. And then turn your torso, lift your right arm up and breathe. And you feel this stretching on the outer edge of your hip. And keep your Ujjayi breath going. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, bring your hand down, press back into downward facing dog. Now bring your feet hip mat width apart and maybe turn your feet a little bit outward and press, bend your knees and push yourself back. And breathe. Might not look very elegant, but it's really good and relaxing in your lower back. Now bring your feet together. Inhale, come forward into plank. And breath to come down as plank or with your knees down. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step between your hands. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, fold in. Push the floor, lift up. Urdhva. And exhale, hands down. Again, press to the outer edges of your feet. Pull your lower belly in. And pull the hip bones towards the front. So you basically, your thighs are moving a little bit apart without actually moving. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Keep your feet hip width apart. And breathe. Lift your hips up. Then left leg rises. Exhale, bring your left foot between your hands and lift up into high lunge. Back leg is straight, push through your heel, lift and firm your belly, shoulders are wide. Exhale, now you might need your blocks in front of you. Put the weight into your left foot and rise your right one. It doesn't have to be high. Keep your left hip drawing back and your right leg straight and back. Now bend the standing leg just a tiny bit. And then the next inhale, place your right foot back, 45-degree angle, and come up into warrior one. Lift up. Now again, you don't want to pull your right hip left, your left hip forward. Keep it back. Keep your right leg straight and your arches lifted. Keep your belly in, firm them, and bring your hip bones closer together in the front. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Arms stretched out. And exhale, hands down, push back into downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra, stretch your feet, push your feet down. And exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step between your hands. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands down. Again, find this strong pushing down of the outer edges of your feet. Lifting, maybe even lifting your kneecaps and pushing the thighs outside. And then pulling the tips of your hips in, firming your belly. Doesn't have to be extreme, but be mindful of these actions. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Push back. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Lift up into high lunge. And again, you want to pull the right hip slightly back. Pressing through the heel of your left leg. You don't have to come down too much. It's a big stretch in your left hip. And on the exhale, lean forward. Grab your blocks, so come to your fingertips. Lift your left leg, flex your foot. And now bend your standing leg, bring your right hip slightly back. Keep it back, keep your belly firm. And breathe. And now, like before, turn the whole leg almost 45 degrees. And breathe. You can also keep it a little higher, as long as you can hold it and feel the action in the outer left hip. And bend your standing leg, step back for warrior one. Keep the leg as it is, lift up. Warrior one. Firm your belly, pull your right hip back, draw it back. Shoulders are open, chest is wide. Left leg is straight. Push down to the outer edge of your left foot. Raising the arch. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Keep your right hip back. And breathe. Exhale, hands down. Push back. Downward facing dog. Flow through Vinyasa. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, come all the way down. Stretch your feet. Lift up. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. And step your left foot between your hands, turn your right foot for warrior two, come up. Open up your chest. Inhale, reverse. Left side opens up. Right leg is super straight, outer edge is pushing down. And straighten the front leg. Reverse triangle pose. Pull firm up your belly and exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Open up your chest, roll your shoulders back, firm up your belly. Turn your left thigh outward. And maybe you can turn a little more like that. And bend your knee, length, front knee. And look down, bring your right hand onto your hip. And just come a step forward for Ardha Chandrasana. Keep your right hip open. And now lift your right leg, flex your foot. Keep your left leg bent. Inhale, exhale, tap. Down. Inhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, tap. Right leg stays straight, left leg stays bent. Inhale, lift. And exhale, tap. Inhale, lift and stay. Now you can straighten both legs. And come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Looking down or opening up and looking up. And look down, bring your right hand back, bend your knee and step up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn your foot in. And down, bring your hands into your hips, lean forward with a straight back. And then fold in between your legs. Bring your hands in one line with your feet. Maybe widen the stance if your head doesn't touch the floor, or shorten if you're touching the floor. And breathe deeply. Make sure your shoulders don't shrug. Roll them back up. Keep your neck long. And one hand after the next into your hips. Push it to your feet. Bend your knee. Lift up. Turn your feet forward. And push back. Downward facing dog. And breathe. A little back here. Roll through a vinyasa if you like to, or stay in down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra, pushing through your feet. Lift up, chest up, and down dog. Exhale, inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, bring your right foot between your hands. Turn your left foot, come up, warrior two. So, chest open, shoulders down, firm belly, reverse, inhale. And straighten the front leg, reverse Trikonasana, exhale, lean forward, right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Look up or look forward or look down, depends on your neck. Open up your chest, roll your shoulders back and breathe. Inhale, come up. Bend your front leg, bring your left hand into your hip. Come a little closer with your left foot. Right leg, standing leg is still bent quite a bit. And then lift your left leg, flex your foot, straighten the leg. Exhale, tap. Inhale. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift and stay there, straighten both legs. You might need a block here. Lift your left arm if you want to go further. Come into full Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, look down. And step back into Warrior Two. Wait with your hands down. Push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, come forward, come all the way down, lift up into Cobra with your next inhale. Big inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. And bend your knees, step between your hands. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold in. Push the floor, lift up, and exhale, hands down. Now step your right foot back, not as far back as for Warrior Two, a foot length closer, heels are in one line. Now bring both hands into your hips and turn your hip forward. Left hip goes back, belly button firms, and hip, top of the hips come together. Now lean forward, keep the weight in the back leg till you're parallel with the floor. And then fold over your left leg. If that's too much, bend your knee just a tiny bit. If it's all right, pull your left hip back and press into your heel. And that firms the back of your hip, of your glutes, and makes you fold a little deeper. If it's too much, bend your knee a little bit and press into the front big toe and fold in. And if you're here, if you want more, walk your hands towards the left to get a little bit more of a stretching in. Inhale, come back to center. And then step forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold in. Push the floor, lift up. And exhale, hands down. Good. Now left leg is back. Left foot is 45 degrees, like toe shows towards your left edge of the mat. And bring your hands into your hips and adjust your hips. Again, firm your belly. And then put the weight into your left foot. The outer edge of your left foot, keep your arch raised. Both of the arches raised. And then lean forward, lean forward. And when you're parallel to the floor more or less, and keeping your right hip back, fold in. Maybe you need blocks for this. Maybe it's fine on your fingertips. Maybe you want to bend the knee if you don't have blocks. If you can straighten the leg, push into your heel, and that makes you feel the stretch even more in your right glute. And fold in. And then walk your hands to the right. And get a really nice stretch also in the hamstrings. And breathe. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And step back into downward facing dog. Lower your knees and come into Vinyasa Child's Pose for 2 breaths. Opening up the whole backside again. Filling your lungs with air. And then from here, come to pigeon pose. So bring your right knee forward, and then right foot comes to the left of the mat, the right knee to the right side of the mat. So you want to have it outside of your torso. That's super important. And flex your right foot. And now wiggle your left leg back, like walking it back, so you can sink into your hip. You can also use a cushion underneath your right hip if that's too much. And then lift up first. And feel the stretch. And maybe you want to walk your hands to the right. And stretch your left arm. And feel even more of a stretch on the right side of your outer hip. And walk your hands back. You can stay on the elbows. Or stretch your arms, come to your fingertips and rest your forehead. Push through the left foot and keep your knee a little bit above the ground, hovering above the ground. And then let it go. Let your arms go, rest. And then slowly come back. Push your hands down. Your right knee back. And again, Vinyasa, child's pose. Release the tension in your right hip. And breathe. And come back up. Change sides. Pigeon pose the other side. Bring your left knee forward. Wiggle your left foot up. Bring your left knee to the side. And now walk your right foot back. So you comfortably sink into your left hip. And then flex your foot. Now protect your knee. Push through the back side of your foot. And then lean forward. And walk your hands to the left. Give a nice stretch on your left torso, the left side of the torso. Make sure you're not falling onto your left hip. Keep the hip lifted. Then walk your hands back. Stay on your elbows or straighten both arms. Come onto your fingertips. Let your head rest. And push through your right foot. And let it go. And breathe. And slowly come back up. And you're going to sit onto the side. And here, bring your left foot forward, so it's parallel to the mat. And you cross your left foot, your right foot over. So they're not on top of each other. That's also a pose, which is a double pigeon pose, which might be a little bit too much of a strain. So keep those shins parallel. Keep your feet underneath your knees. Inhale, lift your chest, and then the exhale, fold forward. And breathe. Keep your sitting bones connected to the mat. Feel the stretch on the outside of your hips. So wherever you feel it, breathe into this stretching. And slowly come back up. And switch sides. Bring your left foot forward. Those of you that are super flexible, of course you can go into a full double pigeon. And then push the floor behind you. Bring your foot forward, your knees forward so they align. You can go variation, easier variation, and fall forward. On that side. And breathe. And start walking your hands back. You come into a twist. So either you walk your right foot a little bit to the right and bring your left foot over, or you straighten the right leg and step your left foot over. And now lean your left knee a little bit outward. You can do this from here or from here. Stay connected with your sitting bones. And now lean the left leg forward. Now push your left knee into your hand and push it back. Hug it in and lift your chest. Now bring your left fingertips behind you and come to a twist. And keep this isometric, pressing towards each other, hand and knee. And twist. And breathe. And then release. We switch sides. Right foot over left. Keep your left leg straight or bent. Keep connected with both sitting bones. And now press your left hand against your knee and your knee against your left hand. And you feel the stretch. You should feel it in your glutes. And lift your chest, lift the length of your spine, and bring your right fingertips behind you. And start twisting. Keep the pressure going, knee to hand, hand to knee. Shoulders stay down. You could also use your elbow if you're super flexible. And then release. Almost done, guys. Now come to your back. It's just a little stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, and widen up the knees. And then maybe from the inside, grab the heels or grab the outer edges of your feet and come to happy baby pose. Keep your knees apart. Keep most of your vertebrae in your lower back down. And maybe rock from side to side. You can either hold here or from the inside push down through your heels and keep your feet flex. I prefer it that way. That helps me to straighten my feet, and otherwise they tend to move outward. And bring your knees in and come to Shavasana. Yes, that's right. Straighten both legs. Now again, firm up your belly. Bring the these little hip points together and firm your belly. And then release your arms and release from the midst and the center line outward. Release your body. Let your feet fall outside. Let your shoulders relax. And your face. And feel this releasing from your midline out. Like opening up, relaxing. Filling the space around you. Take one more deep inhale. And release through the open mouth. And stay here for as long as you feel you need it. Feel into your hips, into your glutes. This whole area we worked on so hard. Well done. Stay here. Try to close your eyelids softly. Keep your lips just with a tiny touch together. Release your jaw. Relax your shoulders, your arms, and your hips. especially those hips, your legs, calf muscles and feet. Stay in Shavasana for a while longer. If you're busy, if your mind tells you to go there and do this and that, start wriggling your toes, you bend your fingers, leave your knees in, drop them, everything to the right side, and push up into a seated position. Press the legs one more time. Straighten the back, bring your hands on top of your knees. And again, bring your awareness into your hip area. Just notice how that feels. And the hips, hip joints, the lower back, and your glutes. And notice the temperature around you. Notice the sounds. Bring your hands in front of your heart, folded, and prayer pose. Now bring your awareness to your heart. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you for following me and doing the exercise. Great work. And see you some other time. Bye.